Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Nicole from Sleek-chic Interiors, and today I am going to talk about something very controversial, but I'm going to be talking about grey carpet and why if you have a grey carpet it is going to rule your home for the rest of time. And yes, the point of today's video is I'm going to be sharing the reasons why grey is always going to rule your life and why you need to ditch your grey carpet in favour of something a little bit more on trend and suitable for literally every interior. So before we get started, we know that grey carpet is probably one of the most popular colours for an interior. Now, in fact, it's so popular that literally thousands of people search on Google every single month what colours go with grey carpet. And if that isn't reason enough why you shouldn't have a grey carpet in your home, I don't know what is. Now, before I get into the nitty gritty and offend loads of homeowners with grey carpet, yes, I used to have a grey carpet as well in my flat, and there is a huge amount of reasons why grey is a great option, or seemingly is a great option for an interior. Now, firstly, it's one of the most affordable carpets on the market, and because it's grey, depending on what shade you go for, it's generally one of the best for heavy traffic households, children, because it is quite good at disguising marks, albeit you will still need to scrub your carpet. And thirdly, my reasoning that it is one of the most popular colours is obviously grey washing has been a huge thing. Yeah, over the last 5 years, grey's been hugely popular in interiors. We're kind of transitioning out of that now. We're in the beige era at the moment, I feel, in a lot of interiors. But yet, grey has always been hugely popular, and when you aren't confident with interior design choices, grey can be a great choice to go for. And also, if you're in a rented accommodation, you've probably got grey carpet. As developers, literally, that is their basic sort of offering. Grey carpet, white walls or magnolia, boom, bash, done. And it is one of the cheapest methods to sort of use it, but it is one of the worst colours ever to work with. And I'm going to tell you why. So on a surface level, grey has always been considered as one of the most versatile colours for an interior. It's neutral, easy to work with, and seemingly it feels like it works with a lot of colours. Now, yes, that is true to a certain extent. It's very good for wall colours and using as an accent colour within a space. Now, the problem with grey carpet is carpet takes up the entire square meterage of a single room. Now, grey carpet is just not easy to work with because of its cold hue, and when it takes up an entire space, it suddenly becomes very difficult to work out what colours go with that cold hue. Now, there's varying sort of shades of grey that you can get with carpet, from sort of your pale shades, but I'd say your mid to dark grey is probably the most popular for interiors, because it is that little bit better at sort of concealing stains. Now, it is a really cold hue, and because of that, it makes it super difficult to work with. And that leads me on to the topic that I mentioned at the start, that thousands of people search for each month, is what colours go with grey carpet. So what actually ends up happening is, because grey takes up such a huge expanse of your room, most people immediately think, well, it will go with white and it will go with grey. And that leads to a completely flat, plain and boring interior, and it ends up being a really cold space and not that inviting warm area that you probably do want in your home. So because you end up adding grey and white, it continues that trend that grey carpet is forever gonna rule your home interior decor choices, and you're never gonna be able to branch out of that. And yes, other colours do go with grey, but because it takes up such a huge expanse, it makes it that little bit more difficult, and it does mean that colours you introduce are more like accent colours on cushions, throws and other decorative accessories. Now, what can we do about it, and what is a better choice than grey carpet? Now, firstly, I understand that carpet is really expensive if you need to fit out an entire home or even just a couple rooms. So if you can't get rid of your grey carpet, I would introduce an area rug. Now, it's another controversial subject about adding area rugs over carpets. I'm actually a huge fan of it. If you think in a living room, for example, what a lot of people don't realise is that if you don't add an area rug to your seating area, it seemingly looks like your furniture is floating. And because the grey carpet takes up such a huge expanse, you need an area rug to break up the monotony of colour. And by bringing something a little bit warmer, more neutral into the space, it's completely going to neutralise and balance against that grey carpet. And whilst not having grey carpet is a better option, an area rug is a great way to sort of accommodate it and work with it. And if you can't get rid of your grey carpet at all, you don't want to purchase an area rug, then there are colours that can still work in your interior scheme. So neutrals obviously go well with grey, we know that. Lots of people have white and grey interiors, but try to look for those softer sort of tones as well. So sage green, dusty pink is a fail-safe combination for pairing with the likes of grey. You've got earthy greens like olive greens if you want a touch of something a little bit darker in the space, and navy blue is a great contrasting colour as well. And if you want more of a masculine feel, mustard yellow is really great for bringing a pop of colour and warmth with it. But with grey, if you are introducing pops of colour, I would try to introduce at least 1 to 2. It's just going to give a bit more variation and break up the monotony of the grey carpet. Contrary to popular belief, black is not going to make your space even colder and darker if it's in a few well-placed accents. So black accents will bring a touch of modernity, but it's also going to bring definition to the space, and it's going to define that grey carpet that you've got in place. So you can use this with pieces of furniture, accent legs on chairs like a vase, interior hardware such as sockets and switches and door handles. There's loads of different options to do, and you only need it in a few well-placed areas, and if you do that, it's just going to tie the room together and create a much more cohesive space. And of course, if I'm telling you to ditch the grey carpet, what am I suggesting you have instead? Well, if you're looking for carpet, I personally think that a beige carpet is one of the most versatile. It's more versatile than grey, and it virtually goes with every single colour possible. I'm a huge fan of wool looped carpets at the moment, but I do understand people's perceptions about cream carpet, with it being very prone to staining and really difficult to clean. And if you need a carpet that's cream and it's for your very busy household like children and with pets, then opt for something which isn't wool based and that can be bleached clean as well. There's loads of different places. Carpetright do an option. We've got wool looped carpets at the moment. I absolutely love them. They literally work with so many colours and they are super easy to clean. And my top tip for finding cheaper carpets is find a style that you really like and go to your local carpet retailer, which isn't a chain. We did that when we moved house, and we honestly got like it for £600 cheaper. It's so worth doing, and if you support a local business at the same time, it's quite a good thing to do. So I definitely do that if you're looking for cheaper options. Just don't go down the mainstream route, because it is always going to be that little bit more expensive. And if you don't go for carpet, always go for some sort of wooden flooring, whether it's vinyl, hardwood flooring, and then you can bring in a beautiful area rug which is going to define and set the boundary in the space, and it's going to bring much needed colour in. And of course, you're no longer going to be ruled by your grey carpet. So guys, that is why grey carpet is always going to rule you and your choices in your home. If you can change your grey carpet in the future, I hope you'll remember this video, because there is so many better options out there. And the great thing about interior design is that it is really subjective. What one interior designer might not like, another loves, and vice versa. And in some people's eyes, grey can be seen as a very timeless, classic colour for an interior. But I'm just showing you a different perspective today, and how it will rule all of your decor choices if you don't want to predominantly use white and grey in your space. Those are my thoughts from an interiors perspective. And if you go onto any flats for rent at the moment, you will see that every developer has laid grey carpet with white walls. It's unoriginal, it's boring, it may be timeless to a certain extent, but it doesn't allow you to be experimentative and create a warm and inviting feel in your interior. However, if I was challenged with a house with grey carpet, I would definitely be able to make it warm and feel more inspiring. So if you have any questions about how you can use it in your space, please leave it a message in the comments below and I'll come straight back to you. So I hope you enjoyed watching today's video, and I will see you very soon.